Today is Tuesday, December 15th, 2020, and this is Morning Pray-In. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of Unity Fort Worth. Let's begin today with our daily word. And if you would like to read along or to check out the daily word on a regular basis, day to day, you can find it at dailyword.org and put that in the chat for us. As well as you'll find there's other opportunities and ways to subscribe if you don't want just the free version. But let's begin with our daily word. Pull it here so that I can open it up. Today is determination is our daily word. It says, I am supported as I move forward with determination. Let's put that in our chat. There it is again. I am supported as I move forward with determination. Let's say that together. I am supported as I move forward with determination. Reaching for my dreams encourages me to grow as I set new goals, learn new skills, and stretch myself in pursuit of new experiences. Through it all, I use my determination to keep me on track as I pursue my goals, especially during those times when I might feel frustrated, discouraged, or uninspired. My spiritual practices help keep me focused and determined. In prayer, I touch the stillness and strength of God that live within me. I affirm, I am strong, focused, and determined. I give thanks for everything and everyone helping me achieve my goals and realize my dreams. Today I am secure in the awareness that my determination helps me stay the course no matter what life brings my way. And our verse today is from Psalm 138, verse 8. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your steadfast love, O Lord, endures forever. And our affirmation again, I am supported as I move forward with determination. Together, I am supported as I move forward with determination. So here we have this a word that we don't typically see, determination, in daily word, anyway. And if you haven't noticed, if you're not necessarily versed in unity thoughts and unity principles, you won't recognize that so often our daily words touch on the 12 powers, according to Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity. Those 12 powers, faculties, abilities that we have, it's often somehow relating to one of those 12 powers, whether it be love, strength, power itself, faith. All those are faculties, are powers. But determination isn't one of those 12 powers by the word, but by the idea. I think that it is, because will is one of those 12 powers. And will is, according to Charles Fillmore again, the executive faculty of mind, the determining factor in humans. Will is the controlling, directing. Wow. The tongue just doesn't want to mobilize in the direction I am hoping for it to go this morning. Let's try that again. The will is the executive faculty of mind, the determining factor in man. Will is the controlling, directing faculty of mind. So that's important for us to understand that it's the controlling and one of the more significant determining factors for us. And what man wills, what human beings will or decrees come to pass in our experience. And the use of will is important in our demonstrating, thus our manifesting, our creating in the world. He had that for us here. in our chat. Maria, good morning. Go. So I know some of us that if you've attended our online Sunday services at Unity of Fort Worth, you in recent months saw Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. Dr. Paul, Reverend Paul, is one of the metaphysicians in Unity. So that's a whole nother conversation. But just know that he has written books and is well thought of by many in our um, family of Unity. But he's written a book called Power Up. I don't know if I can get this where we can see it. But Power Up um, is about those 12 powers or 12 faculties or 12 abilities that we all have. Um, and he writes for us that will is the ability to choose, decide, direct, and determine based on the ideals, truth, principles, and laws that are divine in nature. So here again, it's really showing us that we have this incredible ability, this determining ability called will. And to me, that's when we use the word determination, we're incorporating that use of will, and that we're aligning determination and will as one is the same. Um, you know, the decisions that we make each day, whether you get up in the morning, you make a choice on whether you got up in the morning. Did you push the snooze button? Did you get up at 8:15 or at 8 o'clock? Did you get up and immediately go to the bathroom, or did you go to the kitchen? When you got to the kitchen, did you make coffee or tea? Did you have breakfast or not have breakfast? Did you have sausage or bacon? Did you have eggs or not have eggs? Did you sit down and gently sip your coffee, or did you immediately go to the computer? Did you turn on the TV? Did you go for a run? All those choices that happen for us in the morning, that is about the ability of will. It was choices that you made, but the important choices, we want to know whether we made them from a level of consciousness, because those just mundane choices we sometimes just do by default, right? We didn't sit down and give it concentrated thought. We didn't allow consciousness to rise within us. We didn't focus on what's the intuition and core within us saying about the choice that we have here. We just rolled with it without accessing that ability to choose within us. And that ability to choose and decide is also tied with the ability to command and direct. Um, when we use our will, we're using those other abilities or um, powers and calling them into action. And that's an important distinction with will, is that it's a calling to action. It isn't us just thinking it and deciding yes or no to accept or reject something. We have to then be able to move that into a way of taking it forward into an action. So will is about the decision making, the choice, but it's about more than the choice. It's about taking it into this actual seeing it take place in action in our life. And I think it's important here, we've got just a few more minutes, that I read about it so often, and I imagine you hear about it as I do, this idea of what's God's will for my life. And when we say that way, we're often implying that there's this choice that's being made for us, that we're labeling as God's will. To me, that's that we're identifying a separation, that there's an anthropomorphic God out there that's micromanaging our lives, where our divine plan is really is for us to make our way, our own way. And through our use, our ability of will, we are the ones that are making the way in there. And we're not just given the choice between deciding whether we do or not do God's will. God's will is that ability to choose openly for us. That perfection that we were all based on, we get to draw on that. We get to make the choices and the decisions in that. It isn't being done for us. God's will isn't laid over the top of us, and that's the only path we can walk, or if we don't walk that path, that we're somehow grossly in error. The only variation or being off perfection might be, are we not aligning with the truth of who we are, which means that law of mind action and thinking and feeling and word and reaction and action, that we recognize the God that is within, that operative power that allows us to think and feel and act and react, but that is done in accordance with this law, this plan, this design that we are based on, that divine design that we are based on. For us, that's God's will for us in our life, not God's will that there is someone overseeing and managing us, but that we have the controlling ability to do that. And we do that by getting a deeper understanding of who we are. And that deeper understanding is what? Recognizing the infinite that we are, that we're made in that image of perfection. And that as we leap into our world, take that plunge into our world, it's knowing that truth of our divine nature. And as we bring that understanding into our will, then we align those two, will and understanding. And we move then into acting intuitively, not just on that by default method. And one of the great ways we do that is through prayer and meditation. So often in Unity we return to that concept, to that idea, to that practice, knowing that it's not just the practice that's important, it's where the practice is leading us, the discovery, the depth of the truth of who we are. So with that, let's take this into prayer. So I invite you as we settle in, taking a breath, moving in, and recognizing the determination that's within us, the will that is ours, and that as we relax and settle in to the truth of who we are, concentrating on the fact that there is one divine nature here, one true perfection, and that is divine perfection, and all that it is capable of, the infinite possibilities. This is my infinite possibility, my truth, my divine nature is unfolding here as me. And in my day and my awarenesses of my life and my family, my friends, my community, I recognize that there is one thing taking place, divine, expressing here uniquely, but all is divine, and I am that expressing here in the world, recognizing that there is only one place for me to be, and that is in that awareness of the divine. And as I realize the truth of who I am, I take that into the world. I no longer decide by default, but I choose. And in the choices, I take it into action. My will is activated, and that I create and manifest in the world based on the truth divine truth, and the world responds. The prayer requests I have and the prayer requests of all humanity unfold and open up and begin manifesting because they're based in will. No longer thoughts, but actions carried forth. The determination is made that this is what is being done and this is who I am. The divine expressing, loving, and being a force for powerful good and change in my world. And with this, we're grateful that we come together in recognition of our own divine nature, but that we recognize and see that divine nature in each and every opportunity in our life. And with this, we say thank you, and so it is. Amen. Thank you for joining us today. I invite you to check out Unity Fort Worth, the website, unityfortworth.org. There's some interesting things happening this December. So as we move into closer to Christmas and New Year's, there's some fun events that I think you might be interested in. So go check out the calendar then. With that, thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful, blessed